this is the star of my family, heard the news, collapsed, and died. They buried Mama and the brother and the son, and as they were going back, the next in line to that boy had an accident and died. And the man just kept on killing them until there was one left, who was a medical student at the University of Ibadan. That one came home to bury the last. And then that man who fought with their father said, oh, there's still one. And this one is, I understand he's a student in the university. So I will torture this one before I kill him. The boy returned to the campus, gathered all his books and all his clothes together and set them on fire. They carried him to Aro, loaded him with drugs. He seemed to stabilize. But in the meantime, he has already burnt his books and clothes. So he went back to his town to go and get some money from his father's estate. And that man saw him. You are still walking around. So he added a little more oil to the fire. I mean, this thing went on and on and on, until somebody realized this is not a medical problem. So they brought him to the camp. By the time he arrived, he had not slept for 2 weeks. His eyes were blazing red. He couldn't even remember who he was. But we call on the Almighty. There's someone who is called the Lord of Hosts. He can fight any battle, and he has never lost a war. He will fight for you today. We prayed for him. He slept. By the time he woke up, he realized where he was. He told us his story, and we told him, no, that's all right. Surrender your life to Jesus Christ. He'll be fighting your battles for you. We just told him, don't go to your town for now. Let us handle the matter till everything settles down. By the grace of God, we paid his school fees. The day he became a medical doctor, he came to my office and he was weeping. He said, today I'm a doctor. But for Jesus, by now I should be eating from dustbin. I should be walking naked. I said, well, glory be to God. I have someone who can pick up the beggar from the dunghill and keep on lifting up until he becomes someone dining with kings. I want all of us to realize one thing. The Almighty God who made you wants you to be a star. But it will be a star that will shine for him. I want you to realize that without him, you are nothing. It is when he is the one in you that all of a sudden you find yourself rising. You dissociate from him, you begin to fall. I tell you one more story and I will close. We've just had a fantastic program called Lekki 98. How many of you remember Lekki 98? That's the first Congress we had at Lekki. And the crowd was so much, we shut down the traffic in Lagos for hours. Many people came. Souls were saved by the thousand. I got back to the camp in the night. I was walking through the camp, praising the Almighty God, giving him glory and honor. And then, all of a sudden, I heard, son, bend down. You know the story. So I bent down. Because it was at night, the camp was still jungle there. And like I used to say, I don't know whether a witch was flying past. So I bent down and he said, draw the figure of a man. in the sand. Okay, so I drew the figure of a man, 0 for head, and then 1 line for body. You know that kind of drawing. And then he said, stand up. I stood up. By now, I knew God was about to say something serious. He said, wipe out what you have drawn with your leg. And I did. And he said, son, the day you forget that I'm the one in charge, I will wipe you out. Nobody will even remember you ever came to the world. Are you a star? You want to keep rising? Humble yourself before the Almighty God. You are not yet connected to Him. You better come and connect to Him now. If you are connected to Him, you keep on rising every day. So if you want to give your life to Jesus Christ, I'm going to count from 1 to 10. Before I say 10, you better come and stand before me so that I can pray that the Almighty God will save your soul and He will become the one that is in you, shining, bringing you glory. I'm counting from 1 to 10. 1. 2. The choice is yours. If it's not in you, you have no hope of glory. A star is somebody who realizes he is nothing without God. Come now. 3.